Is there such a thing as what Dutch people are like?
Um, hmm. I guess they're direct people. I would say um, hmm.
I can't say that. I really can't say what I think. I think they should be a little bit more friendlier with the people around them and a little bit more open. And they need a little bit more of soul and heart and feelings in there. I think this is what they're missing.
The funny thing is that people from the Netherlands will hate to admit that there is something that is really Dutch. We do like to say that the Germans are like this, and the Americans and the English and the Belgians, as long as we can be seen as individuals.
Dutch people are very blunt, very blunt. They will give you their opinion. They'll tell you, wow, you look crap today. And they say, well, it's being honest. I'm being honest with you, and that's what's expected. If I call somebody on the phone and I would start with chit-chat or how are you, that person would actually say, yeah, right, what are you calling for? On the other hand, I can call a person who I have not seen for 2 years, call him up and say, can I borrow your bicycle? And they'd say, yeah, no problem.
As a people, we're quite, in your face about stuff. If we don't like it, we'll tell you.
Well, they're very honest people. Those people are really honest. They don't like you, they say it straight in your face. And or they will ask you anything, but that's because those people are very straight. They're very straight to the point, and they're very proud. Very, very proud. I mean, they're proud of their beer, they're proud of their football team, they're proud of the tram passing in front of their house. They're proud of the highway they're driving in, and they're proud of the bicycle, they're proud even of the guy who stole the bicycle and they can buy another.
Dutch people and Amsterdam people in particular don't like to be told what to do.
They don't really like to be pushed.
They like their way, and they feel they have nearly the right to live their life in their way, in the way they were raised.
The Dutch people feel like they have a right to just about everything. They have a right to their opinion, they have a right, and to vent their opinion. They have a right to do things their way. They have a right to not have anybody tell them what to do, not even if you're paying. It's so hard to get proper service in a restaurant or a cafe because the Dutch waiters and waitresses are very rude. They will tell you to wait, or they will ignore you. It's best to go to a bar where the staff is not Dutch.
One of the things is they're very friendly and try to be open and honest.
I mean, they can be very friendly, but they're not open,
You know, when you're standing in the rain and on the tram stop or something, everybody keeps quiet to themselves, not really smiling at other people, not very... I don't know, maybe not very open. The exterior, how you say, people's exterior could be quite harsh. It's just a face expression. I think it has to do with the weather. But when you approach them, then, then they talk to you and, they can... and they're quite helpful for tourists most of the time.
Dutch people have a very closed life, They'll be friendly to you in a bar, but it could be years before you, for instance, could be invited to their house or even invited with them to dinner or something like this.
In Holland, we tend to live a pretty structured life. Everybody has agendas.
Yeah, they're not very fond of surprise visits and all that stuff. You have to ring before you go over to their house. They like their own schedule, and you have to make good appointments on how you fit into that schedule.
I would pass every day past this tourist shop, and there was quite a cute guy who would stand outside, he was one of the workers, and every day I would pass by and he would be like, hi, and I was like, hi. And one day he stopped me and he said like, oh, so, when are we gonna go out, We say hi to each other all the time. And I was like, well, I don't know, you're the man, you tell me, And he was like, no, you're the woman, you choose. And so I said like, how about Friday? And he was like, oh no, Fridays I save for, my old school friends. Okay. What about Saturday? No, Saturdays I go to my parents. Okay. What about Sunday? No, Sundays are for my colleagues. I was like, forget it. Just forget it.
Well, I guess the whole going Dutch thing and being stingy is a part of it, and I don't think Dutch people really see it as being stingy. It's more as, yeah, going Dutch sharing, and why should one person have to pay for everything, and in a way I like that because you just buy rounds, but in the other way they are quite stingy.
Here, have a cookie. I'll put it on the table, but I'll still do the lid.
A lot of the Dutch attitude, a lot of it is also misunderstood. I remember one story about a guy who came over to Amsterdam, and he said he got one biscuit with his coffee, and then the biscuit tin was snapped shut. And he said to the woman, he said, why is that? Are you afraid I'm going to steal your cookies? And she says, no, this is how we keep it fresh.
Yeah, or maybe they'll say they want to keep the cookies fresh, but no. It would be rude to actually open it and take another cookie. Well, I would just leave it open and you can take another cookie.
Okay, but if I'm coming to the Netherlands, I should not just open the cookie bin and take another cookie.
Don't just open the cookie bin and take another cookie. Don't.
To try to get anything for free or for less, in my opinion, is very Dutch. That it is a sport to them to find something cheaper.
I came to Amsterdam from Poland, and at that time, 30 years ago, that time it was two different worlds. So there was like certain freedom or democracy and the communism. And so there were certainly differences, much bigger differences inside me than even now, of course. So I was trying to figure out why, why is this, why is that, why it's raining so much? And I couldn't figure out several things until I found the key. And the key was because it is cheaper. Why is it raining in Holland so much? Because it is cheaper than going out and watering your plants. I think this is because that's what makes Holland strong. It's a very small country, but yet powerful economically. They know how to value the money and how to multiply the money. And maybe this is necessity is to sacrifice something like very high quality. Here better is cheaper. Cheaper is better, and that's what I'm not completely agree with. I would say they are maybe less creators, but more improvers. They pick up something, they improve, and they improve to such an extent that it becomes even part of their identity. Tulip. When you say tulip today, what do you mean? Holland, Dutch. No, tulips come from Turkey. But Dutch pick up the tulip, make it kind of better or more interesting in such an extent that it become Dutch, part of Dutch identity. There are cows, the cows which are black and white on Dutch fields, and everybody kind of knows. They're not from Holland. Actually, those cows come from Poland. So the Dutch would pick up those because they were strong, they were good milk, and they even make it better. And to such an extent that they become kind of part of Dutch identity. In Poland itself, they call those cows Hollanderskie.
There's so much tolerance here that it's almost hard to speak. It's difficult to describe, but you can't say everything because you're bound to offend somebody. So you don't want to say everything, even though you should be allowed to say everything. And it's this kind of over-tolerance that means that it's not as tolerant as it seems. Superficially, it's very tolerant, but behind your back, people will be complaining about the fact that you think it's tolerant enough to speak your opinion.
They'll look at you a little bit odd, but they won't tell you no. But when you walk away, if you turn around, you'll see they're like this behind your back.
Everybody is saying Amsterdam is very open and free. We tolerate everything, and but even that is, it's not true, because people are people.
You can tolerate somebody's lifestyle, but if you would say to a Dutch person, it might not be the right way to do things, they get very cross. Like the whole Zwarte Piet stuff, I was really shocked to see how some people reacted.
My model of Holland was the membrane. It's like rubber membrane. Like a drum, for example. You have a membrane, and when you press this rubber membrane down, deeper you go, stronger the forces are to bring you to the middle. So you put it there. If you're going very down with drugs, there are many forces. You're going lower and lower, more and more forces to bring you to the middle of the society. Watch out. If you're going too high, they also will take you down. Because the middle is the most important thing in Dutch history. The middle made Holland strong as it is now. Merchants, middle, the man in between, salesmen. That's what they were doing this all the time. And that gave them success, financial success. So probably it is in the kind of national consciousness to stay in the middle, because this is the safe place. This is the profitable place.
I think that part of Dutch nature would be a pragmatic view of life. Yes. I think we're very pragmatic people. Doe maar gewoon, dan doe je al gek genoeg.
Yeah, when the sun comes out, everybody drops what they're doing, and they're gonna jump on a terrace, and they're gonna sit there and drink, whatever. We'll call out work an hour earlier if the sun's shining. It's pretty funny. The first day in the summer, we have something here called, I guess it's more late spring, and they call it Rokjesdag. And that's the day that all the skirts come out. Literally translated, skirt day. This is the day when you're biking through the city and all the girls are in skirts again. And yeah, it's funny. So they definitely lay a prize on when the weather is good.
I think people are the way they are. I've seen some things in Holland, but I don't think there's something so particular.
And someone says, that's because it works like that here, because Dutch people are like that. I think that's bullshit. And I came here and they told me, Dutch people are like, they're very square, they're very cold. That's not true. Some of my warmest, closest, and nicest friends are Dutch, and they're just awesome, It's just you have to know where to look. People, they want to control stuff. To control it better, you have to archive it, give it a label and a name, so they will know what they're dealing with. But it's not true. It's not even helpful.
I guess there isn't really one way to explain what normal Dutch people are, because, well, I know a lot of Dutch people and they're all different. They do almost always put the lid on the cookie bin, though.